Hello everyone, I'm Trashy44, also named Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights, Darkness over Daggerford. Last episode, we went and took care of a bit of a cheesy quest, haha, pun intended, and now it's time for us to actually move on to a new location. Let's actually go take a look around Gillian's Hill. We've stopped there briefly, it's time for us to actually look around this place. All we've seen so far is Yentai's store, and Yentai is now currently dead. There is also a house up here that I am curious about, so let's at least take a look. That is a milestone. I didn't know there was a thing there. Okay, what's in this little house?
It seems I can't.
Okay, not one we can look in. Fair enough. What does a milestone say? And that is Torleth's treasures. That must be a merchant. Tradeway, Daggerford to the north, Liam's Hold to the south. I mean, I guess I have something I can sell at some point. Oh, geez.
Treasures indeed. I don't doubt that there are some valuable items hidden amongst the bric-a-brac. Ooh, let's look at those tables.
In a minute. Torleth Mindlespear.
I bid you good day.
I bid you good day, stranger. I'm Torleth, and this is my shop, Torleth's Treasures. What can I do for you? Although the store owner is smiling, you sense a nervous tension in the room, as if he's holding something back. Everything alright with you, Torleth? You seem a little out of sorts. Out of sorts? Yeah, I suppose I am, though it's no wonder with all that's been happening around here of late. I mean, how much tragedy can one hamlet bear before it breaks under the strain? This used to be a thriving hamlet before the sickness came. And don't even talk to me about the constant lizardfolk raids. I've come to aid your hamlet, Torleth. Liam Sunmist told me of the plague and thinks vampirism is the cause. Listen, I know my way around crypts and have fought a few undead in my time, and vampires leave bite marks. When I put my dear Sarah in the ground, her neck was as whole and lovely as ever. No, it was a sickness that took my Sarah, not vampirism. However, if you really feel strongly about this, pay a visit to Calloway, who's out tending his orchard nearby. He'll take you to Mabda, who has an idea or two to share on vampires. What can you tell me about Gillian's Hill, Torleth? Oh, Gillian's Hill is a fine little hamlet with lots of history. It's named after an elven ranger, Gillian Cantelar, who used the area's high vantage point to keep tabs on local bandits. Gillian was a right hero to us merchants. The tower that he used to spy on bandits is just outside the hamlet. Talk to Sigillist Crimp if you want to know more about Gillian and his tower. Where can I find the Sigillist Crimp? Oh, you'll run into Sigillist soon enough. He's got his hands in a lot of folks' business in and around Gillian's Hill. I guess it goes with the territory of being a distributor. As for me, I try not to get involved in other people's business. I collect my wares, sell them to nice folks like yourself, and then just keep to myself. How did you come by your wares, Torleth? Oh, found most of them, by hunting around in old crypts and whatnot. Others I got by trading with merchants traveling up and down the tradeway. Have a browse through my merchandise around the shop, especially on the tables. You'll never know what rare treasure you'll come across next. Actually, I'll go have a look right now. The White Stag of Dargendale. The proud white stag of Dargendale eluded poachers for decades in the Dargendale forest. This pleased the peasantry greatly, as the creature was seen as a sign of good luck when it was spotted. It was not until the day of Worlgiz the Black, who laid a cunning trap in the forest, that the white stag was finally captured. Merely mounting its head upon the wall was not good enough for Worlgiz. He declared that he would have the creature slain and then completely stuffed from head to toe, to be kept in his personal chambers to remind him of how fantastic a hunter he was. The unfortunate creature was indeed killed and stuffed as predicted, despite the angry clamor from the peasantry. What was not predicted, however, was that a traveling druid would one night sneak into Worlgiz's chambers and temporarily bring back to life the spirit of the white stag. The animated stuffed creature soon exacted revenge upon the sleeping man with its sharp antlers, savagely striking again and again, shredding up the bed in the process. Worlgiz the Black was found dead the next morning, pierced in innumerable places, and to his servant's shock completely covered in the down stuffing from his mattress. The immobile stuffed stag stood in the corner, staring woodenly into the gruesome scene, and it had nothing to say. It was later jested by the peasants that it was Rulgas who, in the end, got as good a stuffing as any man could. If you can look closely, you can still see traces of blood upon the antlers. The Haunted Armor. The golden finish on this suit of armor is highly alluring. However, two things shall dissuade prospective buyers from ever contemplating purchasing it. The first is that it is not solid gold, but merely gold-plated. Undoubtedly, it was a frugal knight who originally had it commissioned. The second is that it is haunted. In much the same way that an angry resident ghost can terrorize a household, so it is with the haunted armor. At one point, the armor had belonged to the benevolent King Ulthar, but his treacherous and ambitious nephew, Prince Zerost, soon saw to shortening the king's reign. The night before the king was to take part in a tournament, Zerost poured a special poison all inside the suit of armor. This quickly disposed of the king the next day. Almost. Somehow the king's ghost remained within the armor. Prince Zerost did not know of this until his coronation, where he donned the golden suit to receive his crown in full style. It was later noted that the prince had become increasingly agitated as the service went on, repeatedly looking over his shoulder and above him, complaining of whispers around him. However, before he could be crowned king, he fled, shrieking in terror from the hall, tugging at his armor to remove it, and in the process, inadvertently tripped over the battlements and into the moat. It is a well-known fact that knights in shining armor make very poor swimmers, and so he sunk to his death. It is said that both the spirits of Ulthar and Zerost now occupy the armor, forever in torment together. Anyone foolish enough to wear the haunted armor could very well join them. A castaway gourd. I can't interact with it, but... Okay, these are all things like that. Let's see. This creaky wooden table is piled high with an odd assortment of rubbish. Hidden in the rubbish, you spot a few bits of useless junk. Almost lost in this mound of useless garbage is a small sign that reads, "Choose any one item from this table for 400 gold pieces." Carefully inspect. Your keen eye spots some treasures hidden in this mound of discarded trash. On second thought, are they treasures or just more trash in disguise? Okay. Glowing flail shaft. That is just garlic. A sickle. The Poet's Song. A bard item. A fancy blade, which is useless. Glowing flail shaft. I feel like this could actually be useful. Okay, there we go. Mysterious sea creature statue. Perhaps you've seen it in a recent little jaunt across the Sea of Swords along with lusty pirates or sailing troglodytes? No? Well, contrary to what may have been implied in earlier said jaunt, this statue clearly does look like a dolphin. Okay. 300. Your keen eye spots some treasures in this mound of... Okay, same thing. Large box, leather patches, meat. Golvin's gloves, druid and ranger, one with the land. We've got chime of opening. And awaken. What is this potion? Potion of camouflage. Ancient ornate key. I feel like this might be useful. Quite possibly the most ornate and ancient-looking key you have ever seen. I'll take it because I feel like it may have a value to it. Let's see. Barrels of Bamboozle. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Why on earth would Torleth keep barrels of rocks in his shop? The large, coarse rocks with golden chunks aren't even for sale. No, not gold, but apparently fool's gold. And not just any fool's gold either. This batch was traded by a particularly unsavory dwarven merchant to a local prima donna sculptor named Eugist Glemp. Eugist wished to create a gold casting of himself for posterity's sake, although the locals would quite disagree, saying posterity was the last thing they wanted from Eugist, the first being his posterior on the road. The sculptor, never being that very good with money matters, had bought a fake had bought the fake gold using a loan from a Daggerford loan shark named Vladimir, telling him that his golden statue could be used as collateral should he not be able to repay later. Fool's gold, as it turns out, makes for very poor collateral, and the fool Glemp was forced to flee in all haste from the Daggerford region. Vladimir found nothing but barrels of the useless ore in the sculptor's abandoned studio and stormed off fuming. Torleth, a competitor of Vladimir's, laughed so hard at what had happened that he had the barrels brought into his store just so he could get a chuckle at Vladimir's expense once in a while. Okay, let's take a look at this. Oop.
Why does Torleth collect all this useless rubbish? These pack rats always amaze me.
Well, let's take a look at this table. 50 gold. You brush aside a few sticky cobwebs and something that looks alarmingly like a dead rat, only to discover another mound of buried junk. So that was a failed search. Okay. What about this one? Let's see. Skin, rags, silver necklace. This is 200 gold, nothing worth taking. Okay. Okay, this actually does have some stuff. Dwarven Belt of Charming. -5 charisma. No thanks. Broken Sling. Map of Black Lake. Okay, that's useless to us. Bodak's Tooth. Empty wine bottle. Iron Guts. Polished Boots. -1 con. That one doesn't say what it is. Lady Unag's ludicrously loud lute. And nothing here is of use to me. We've got the boiler. Okay. Wazoo's wand, the army banner of Daggerford. Curious contraption that goes boing. Sure. Glimp in granite. Quillian's endless quiver and the lover's bow. A small white card attached to this simple wooden rack reads Quinlan's endless quiver of arrows, 500 gold pieces. And all we can do is walk away. And the lover's boat. And we can go downstairs.
Right, I can do that.
Oh, whoa, 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 follow. Never mind. It's permanently locked. Well, I guess we need to talk with him, because don't we have a quest related to him? Let's see. Swap the real portrait for the fake that he has provided me, thus injuring Torleth's reputation. Right! Let me drop a save here for a moment. Alright, let's talk to Torleth again. Do you know Vladimir who runs Stophole Abbey up in Daggerford? Yeah, I know Vladimir, though most days I wish I didn't. You have a problem with Vladimir? No, no problem at all. That isn't preventing him from trying to run me right out of business. I guess he just doesn't like the competition. Don't let him just walk all over you, Torleth. Fight back. No, that's just not my style, friend. I prefer to let the chips fall as they may. Over the years, I've seen my share of dealers come and go. One thing I've learned is that reputation is everything. If folks don't trust the dealer, there's no way they'll trust the validity of his goods. One of these days, Vladimir is going to do something to betray that trust with his customers. When he does, I'll be waiting there to take up the slack. Sounds admirable, but what would happen if yours was the reputation that suffered? Why, I'd be sunk, of course. As I said, my good reputation is the one thing that differentiates me from my competitors. But that's enough talk for now, friend. Care to trade? I've got some good items for you to look at. So, he does have some items that are curious. Oh, book piles. Waterdeep, okay. Okay, that needs to be disarmed. Please do.
There you go.
Thank you. Now unlock that. And unlock that one. Torleth's key. Ah, that would allow us to go downstairs.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel like this glowing flail shaft is something we can turn into that one guy. To turn into a good weapon? Head down here. Torlith's strong room. Okay, this is locked. This is a trap, so if you don't mind. And unlock it, please. Then we go in, and the only thing we can do is interact with the Duke painting. This is a painting of Duke Greatshout in his younger days. Leave it alone. I'm going to go back and see if we can do something else for the guy. This leads back upstairs. Interesting that it's still trapped.
For gold and
Oh, jeez.
gold.
Right, so the secret way doesn't actually work.
Do that.
Now you are poisoned. And I don't have a remove poison option. Well, crap. Well, we can rest. Are you still poisoned? You are not. You are not. Okay, poison is handled. Well, let's keep looking around a bit then. I'm not going to do that swap right now, because he doesn't seem that bad a guy. Path westward. Farmer Calloway. Eh? What are you doing around these parts? If you're here selling something, stranger, let me tell you right away that I ain't buying. This fellow's tan skin and caustic manner tell you he spends a great deal of time working and very little time communicating with others. I've heard that a herbalist named Mabda lives around these parts. Mabda? Now why in the Nine Hills would you be wanting to see that one? She's a complete loon, she is. It's very important I speak with her. I've heard some of the farmers have taken ill and... Hush now! There's little ones running about, and us grown-ups are trying to keep their ears free or eat such evil talk. Listen, Miss Mabda might be able to assist us in finding a cure. Can you take me to her? I don't see what good it'll do, but I'll take you to see her all the same. The name's Calloway. Follow close, 'cause these woods grow mighty thick in places. Lead on, Calloway. I'm right behind you. Okay, I thought I'd be able to find her in it on my own, but sure. I guess I can speak with her. I mean, I would have been able to find her myself. Greetings and welcome, child. You've come to Mabda's at long last. Good. Very, very good. Mabda's? I am Mabda, and Mabda am I. And you? You are a bright, lovely fishling caught in the wings of the whirlpool. Strange. The harder you swim, the more you get sucked down into its black, limitless center. The old crone makes swimming motions with her hands and fills her veiny cheeks with air, as if trying to hold her breath underwater. A fish? Escape the whirlpool, and you're caught in the nets. Haul you on deck, they do, and carve you up, with quick cuts and bloody guts. She grimaces at her own mental imagery and looks as if she might retch. At long last. You speak as if you knew I was coming. Your path leads to Mabda, straight as a falling star. You ask Mabda questions, yes? I believe Liam Sunmist wishes for you to assist me. Actually, perhaps you can tell me what you are doing out here alone in the woods. Trees speak, make the leaves weep. Do you not hear? No, only Mabda hears. Next question. Why do you speak in riddles and metaphors? Are you mad? Oh. Mad, glad, sad, yes. Mabda's sad and mad. Mad Mabda, Mabda the mad. Next question. One moment. Mabda, I believe Liam Sunmist wishes for you to assist me. Brings the dawn, he does. Scares away the night with light, he does. Good, Liam. Good, Sun Mist. Mabda, Liam thinks the problem is vampires. Do you agree? Vampy vampires sitting on a pyre. They'll cook from fire when sitting on a pyre. Bad vampies, scampies, trampies. It's not vampies that hurts these farmers, no. She shakes her white mane to and fro, and draws up her lower lip so it's nearly touching her long, crooked nose. Down into the black you go, into the deep dark. He loves the dark and hates the sun. Who hates the sun, Mabda? Gothma! Gothma of the night. Gothma who hates the light. Gothma whose wings fill the sky as Gothma's fangs suck you dry. Mabda's words caused Farmer Calloway to squirm and glance from side to side, as if hoping to spy some unseen enemy. You'll have to forgive Mabda, friend. She tends to think in terms of legends and myths. So what is this Gothma creature? The old stories tell of a giant vampire bat that would swoop down and snatch up cows and sheep right out of the fields, leaving the poor farmers destitute. When the poor farmers tried to hunt down the beast, they was all turned into vampire lords who would serve the great bat in his underground lair. In the dead place he dwells, back in his own home, atop his old throne. The dead place? Legends say old Gothma made his lair in the deep vaults beneath Gillian's Hill Cemetery. When I was a lad, I helped dig graves for a few coins. I still have the key to the vaults, though it's a bit rusty. Here, it's yours. Now, I can take you back to Gillian's Hill if you like, sir. Yes, I should investigate this Gotham myth immediately. Which I will soon, but I have other places to look at in here. Either way, thank you. And over here we have Gillian's Tower. Ah, we were told about it. That's it for the tower? Not much to it, is there? Oh geez, gang members! Okay, the Gillian's Hill Gang. I slew the infamous Gillian's Hill Gang who were using Gillian's Tower to spy on merchants. Oh shit! Okay, that only took me a minute or two to get back here, and perhaps we should leave investigating the tower for after we finish looking through this place a bit. Seems there are still, well, yeah, there's a couple buildings we can look at over here, curiously. And I think we'll be doing that in the next episode, because this one's gone on about long enough. Next episode, I think we'll look in these other buildings here, see what we find. Till then, I am Chester44, also known as Fly. That is Jareth Lorani, Reagan, and Perfbin. This has been a Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights, Darkness over Daggerford, and I shall see you all next time.